That's right, kids. I'm back. Welcome to Psycho's Platters, episode 80. I'm going to call this one, of course, Psycho's Trades Part 2 because this could end up being a three-parter. I didn't realize it. My bad. Needless to say, I hope everybody has had themselves a great week of crate digging. I ended up, like I said, continuing to do some trades with my buddy Doug and found some more stuff for myself to show you. it's 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 a little after 6 in the morning. I'm I'm still trying to wake up. Okay, right off the bat, um, one of the how do I explain this? Okay, in the 60s, you had your girl groups. Okay, you had your girl groups. You had your Dixie Cups. You had your Crystals. You had Bobby Socks and the Blue Jeans. You had Ronettes. You had all of those. Okay, Shangri-Las and other lesser known ones. Okay, so you had all them, which was beautiful. The girl group sound is fantastic, but they just sang. All right, they didn't play instruments. Maybe occasional percussion. That's it. Okay. I'm not too sure about the Shangras. I thought the Shangri-Las they looked like they knew how to play, but I could be wrong on that. I could have sworn I saw some video showing this at one point or another. So maybe I could be wrong on this, guys. So don't crucify. So the thing is where I'm going on all of this is this band that I'm going to show you is probably one of the earliest girl group that played their own instruments. Fanny, yeah. Most people forget about Fanny. They originally got started on Reprise Records. This is their first album. There's the front. Get it? They're showing their and here's the back. This is a gatefold, by the way. So let me show you really quick. I heard that these guys. I have not had a chance to listen to any of their output, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. Um, okay, a couple of years later, obviously, you've got the Runaways, and I am a very good Runaways fan. So I'm curious to hear this. So, like I said, they started out in 1970, cut a couple albums from Reprise. Reprise let them go, and they landed on Casablanca. Go figure, right? I did not see that coming. Um, Being that Casablanca, of course, basically was introduced for Kiss, they end up going to Casablanca. Now, I'm trying to remember what year this is. 74. Okay, so this was pretty much early in the infancy of the label. Can't talk. So here's the front. Here's the back. I forgot to tell you, your main one here. I mean, they're all talented. It sounds like, but Pt.2 is in this band, and I'm assuming that that's Susie's sister. I mean, that whole family was talented because you had of course, Susie Quattro, who ended up having her own. She was big over in England. Um, not so much over here, well, even though she's from here, but big in England. And then Michael Quattro, he had his own band, and the only reason why I'm even throwing that name out is because if it wasn't for Michael Quattro canceling out in a bunch of gigs in Canada, Kiss wouldn't have gotten their first outside tour because that's where they ended up in 73. They toured Canada because of Michael getting out of there. And then you got Patty for Fanny. Not Patty's Fanny to confuse that. All right. Ronnie, I got to tell you something. Once again, your appreciation for certain bands just sometimes is so stellar. I've always loved this band, but now I have decided to attempt to search out all the catalog. I don't know if I'm ever going to find it all. I'll be happy for most of it if I can find it. This one I never had. I'm glad to have it. Paul Revere and the Raiders, alias Pink Puzz, featuring the song "Let Me." Now, if you're kind of wondering what the heck with the alias Pink Puzz thing, if I remember correctly on this story, now this is from '69. This is '69 Raiders. I'm not going to get good at this lineup here. Obviously, you've got Paul Revere and Mark Lindsay, Keith Allison, um, geez, Freddie Weller, and Joe Carrero. Did I get that right? I hope I did. Somebody tell me if I did. So, but that's who your lineup was in '69. They supposedly there was an insider story that they cut material and labeled it as the band Pink Puzz because the Raiders were having a difficult time getting airplay, and supposedly these DJs were all nuts over this Pink Puzz stuff till they found out it was the Raiders. Now, it's not the first time that I've heard of a band doing that. Okay, Osmonds tried that trick a few years later. As soon as they found out who the real identities were, they killed the plan, didn't they? So here's the front. This is a gatefold also, pretty much a lyrical gatefold. And then your back shot. Okay. So off of here, of course, Let Me's the big one. I just think it's kind of funny, though. Yeah, I know you can't see it, but in the corner by Mark Lindsay, under his foot, it says featuring Mark Lindsay in itty bitty tiny letters. They're already trying to do this with that. But you know what? I've heard, like I said, I've heard Let Me, I've heard Freeborn Man. There's another one off of here I think I've heard because of Ronnie's show. I can't remember. If it was Hey Barbara or I Need You. I can't remember. But so I'm looking forward to digging up all of the Paul Revere and the Raiders albums. Would be a really neat treat. This next one here, I'm actually happy to have a real copy of this. I have a Rhino reissue that I picked up in the 80s, and I've always liked this band. Ronnie plays them too. I finally have an original Naz. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. This one's a gatefold too. I'll show you this. Now, if for some of you people out there, who's Naz? Naz was Todd Rundgren's big vehicle, okay? 1967, 68, roughly to about 70 on the SGC label. This one, this one here, like I said, this is where Open My Eyes. I love that song. I do. Hello, It's Me is all right, but I've never been a big fan of this version. I like Todd's version better. There's something else I think I've heard of here. Was it She's Going Down? I think I have. So I can't wait to listen to this. Very, very cool on this. Of course, your typical members here, Carson Van Osten, Tom Mooney, Todd Rundgren, and Stookie on vocals. Now, pretty much they would cut 3 albums, all right, Naz, Naz 2, and Naz 3. Naz 2, go figure, they did a mono copy, but it was in red vinyl. I would love to grab a copy of that and an original press of stock copy of 2, and of course 3. By the time Naz 3 came out, I guess from what I heard, Todd already kind of left, like halfway or 3/4 through it, and then there was originally some strange bootleg called Fungo Bat. That was the name of it, and there was a bunch of Naz outtake leftovers, which, if I remember correctly, some of that ended up on a Rhino compilation, a Naz compilation in the 80s also. I can't remember what that one was called. But the rest of the band, pretty much, Stookie and Tom Mooney, they would end up getting away from Naz and would jump to a band called Sick Man of Europe with Rick Nielsen and Tom Peterson, formerly of Fuse, from the late 60s, early 70s, and of course they would end up in Cheap Trick later, but they jumped in with Mooney and Stookie. So I don't know. I heard stories that a little bit was recorded. I really wish I'd find that because that'd be pretty damn interesting. I'd like to hear that. Okay, let's see here. Here's another one. Back in the late 60s, MGM had what was called the Bosstown Sound, all right, which was all these Boston bands. A lot of them were getting signed up like crazy, like Ultimate Spinach, Orpheus, a few other ones. Well, this is the first time I've ever actually owned this copy of The Clown Died in Marvin Gardens from Beacon Street Union. Yeah. Strange looking cover. But there's the front. There's the back. I cannot read this. Oh yeah, John. Okay, yeah, John Lincoln Wright. He's passed away, unfortunately. I know that a lot of these Bosstown bands ended up reuniting. Produced by Wes Farrell. Wes Farrell would end up down the line. He also would do some involvement with the Partridge Family and a few other bands. Go figure. But that was his first production type stuff. All right, let's see here. Like I said, I think we're gonna go 3 parts. Do you mind if I go 3 parts total? That'd be all right. And then I'll be done with all of this. Okay. Shout outs here. Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark, Sunday night, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard, one of the best damn radio shows that you ever could listen to on a weekly basis in your life. It is your candy for your soul. He comes up with all kinds of interesting records. He is a strictly vinyl only show out of Syracuse, New York. If you haven't listened and liked his Facebook page, you go do that as soon as you get done watching this, please. It's not an order, but it is a huge mega suggestion, along with Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams, who comes on from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard on Sundays as well. He's the best of lounge and exotica. You want to chillax and have a martini, this is the music you want to listen to. It's fantastic. And then let's see here. We also got Shindig Magazine and Vintage Rock Magazine out of England. But I'm also going to throw another one out there for you. They have this quarterly production of Classic Rock Magazine, AOR edition. Now, this thing, really, really cool. The reason why I grabbed this recent issue is because they have a huge Kansas article. Yeah, I love Kansas. Big fan of Kansas. And look, see, it's got the tornado with a bunch of Kansas albums. Get it all around it. Really, really thought out magazine. Great interviews. Let's see here. Here's another picture. Live on the Monolith Tour from '79. Stuff like that. Also a great article on Toto and in New England, which I know Ronnie has played, and I love their first album. I'm looking for their other albums. And just a lot of good album reviews of bands that are still around, either in reissue form or brand new. I like it when people go off and do brand new albums. So go get those magazines. You can find them at Barnes & Noble or go and subscribe online. You can do that. Also, Thrifty Music Collectors Group, Tim Smith and Company. More members keep getting added. I see that. So I'm really happy about that. Would you do me a favor if you haven't done so already? I am so close, guys. I'm back down to 98. I had 99, and I'm back down to 98. If you haven't subscribed to this nice little show, would you please go off and like and subscribe me right here, please? I'd like to have 100 subscribers. Like maybe by the end of this month would even be beautiful. And just to be able to do that for you all, please do that. Everybody, take care. God bless. See you in a few minutes for the last part tres.